Are you looking for true personal freedom? The freedom to design a life you truly desire? Then you're absolutely in the right place. True personal freedom comes from when you take 100% responsibility and control of your money and your mind. Here, you're going to learn ideas, tips, and wisdom that's going to help you bridge the gap from where you are now to your dream life in the future. My name is Randy Wilson, and welcome to the Rich Mind Podcast. Hello, and welcome back to the Rich Mind Podcast. And today, I want to talk about, I just finished up an episode or an interview with a friend of mine named Steve Shane. And in that interview, he talked about having or building or creating or buying a freedom machine. And that term resonated with me a ton, right? So we had a discussion about a freedom machine and what that means. And so I just wanted to jump on here real quick and maybe share that with you, see if you might find that valuable. Now, I don't know exactly at the time of this episode launch when that interview will be released yet. Like I said, I just recorded it today, but I would definitely keep your eyes open for that episode. It was a lot of fun. Steve is a fun guy and obviously shared a ton of wisdom. So let's dive into this freedom machine that he talked about. So the point being is that we all have a dream lifestyle that we're trying to acquire. And I fall into that completely, right? So the argument that I try to do on this podcast is it requires taking control of your money and your mind, right? And so when you do that, you can then start building a lifestyle that you desire versus the slog of just the grind of the day-to-day, not necessarily enjoying what's going on in your life, not having a purpose when you wake up every day. So the purpose of the freedom machine is to create and generate the income required to allow you then to spend your time doing the things that you want to do. Now, you might have to work inside of your freedom machine. So the idea of a freedom machine is a business or businesses, right, that are set up that will generate enough income for you then to spend the time doing what you want to do. Now, you might have to do a little bit of work inside of that freedom machine, but at the same time, it's not grueling work. It's work that you actually enjoy. So another thing that's happened in this last week or two is my mentor, my coach, is helping me trying to determine where I need to place my skill sets, right? So I'm currently in the process of reading the book Rocket Fuel. And in the book Rocket Fuel, it talks about you're either an integrator or a visionary. And what I'm trying to determine is which one am I based on my skill sets, based on my personality. So I would highly recommend you go out there if you're in this entrepreneurial world or want to be and try to get an idea, some clarity of where you would fall into what category. So what happens is that if you are unclear of what that is, you will start and keep doing things that your skill sets don't match up. And that's the idea with this freedom machine, is that you find out, you get clarity of what it is that you want from your dream lifestyle. You then take your skill sets, what you bring to the table. Each one of us is a little different, right? What I do, you might not like, right? So it's like even creating this podcast, being creative with images. I love social media. I love doing all those types of things for my work, right? So I don't look at what I'm doing as work. Others might hate doing what I do. I was having a discussion with a friend of mine yesterday that he was telling me that he hates the idea of thinking about social media all the time and creating the images and creating the even the copy as far as the wordings for the posts. That doesn't suit his abilities, right? So the idea then is to plug in your abilities into this dream machine. So it can be a company of you plus another, or you plus a few others, right? And with that skill set, with the book Rocket Fuel, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be rocket fuel for your business to take off to a level that you can't quite understand, right? So what is it? What would be your dream machine? I would recommend that maybe you don't get too caught up in the widget, like meaning the item that you necessarily want to sell. It's more of the collaboration of the group of people, I think, is probably more important. Finding the product, finding the service that's going to meet the biggest need in the marketplace, right? And not necessarily falling into the trap of thinking that what you think is important is the most important. Finding out from the marketplace first, and then diving in with your skill sets to build out that freedom machine that's going to spit out the cash for you to build this dream lifestyle. So one thing he talked about in the episode was that it can be anything. It can be your dream lifestyle. It doesn't matter. It can be a mansion. It can be a yacht. It can be a car. I mean, it can be, so imagine that, right? It can be that, or it can be a house or a cabin up in the woods, right? You can be out in the middle of nowhere. The point is that it's your dream. And if you have the vision of what that dream is for you and go to work with your skill sets, finding out what you have to offer to the marketplace, you can then plug into a person or a group of people, build something that is going to be super fantastic for the marketplace. And because of that balance between what the skill that you're providing, delivering it to the marketplace, obviously you're going to be rewarded with profits. And then you take those profits and you build this dream lifestyle that today, when you look at it, you might not even be able to realize that it's even possible. But I'm telling you that it truly is. Another piece of wisdom that he shared was that and I've shared this on my podcast as well, so it's great to hear this from other people, but getting in the rooms with other people that are doing or have done what it is that you're looking for. So when it comes to this dream lifestyle or even this freedom machine, who is it that has done whatever it is, right? Whether it's building the business, the marketing, you name it. So let's just use this podcast as a small example, right? When I decided I was going to build this podcast, I went to folks that have successful podcasts and I started to ask them questions. Now, had I not been in the room to be in proximity of those folks, I wouldn't have been able to ask the questions. Hence, I probably wouldn't be recording this video today or this podcast today. And so then I would not be getting closer to this freedom machine that's going to create this lifestyle. So I'm not saying the podcast is going to be my freedom machine, but it's going to allow me to continue to hopefully add value to you, the listener, and the community out there that I'm attracting. And through that, I will be able to then plug in my skill sets to whatever freedom machine comes my way, and I'll be ready to roll. So I encourage you today to think about your freedom machine. What would that be? First of all, try to figure out what that number is, right? What's your freedom number? What number is it that you will require to have the dream lifestyle that you're looking for? Whether it is the mansion in the yacht or it's the house up in the hills. What's that number? Start there. Get an idea of what that means, and then go to work out there and figure out what your skill sets are and where you can plug in to this freedom machine to then start adding value to the marketplace, which then is going to repay you in profits, which then you can take those profits and start building that dream lifestyle. So hopefully that serves you today. Think through that. Get an idea of what your dream lifestyle actually is. Give yourself permission to think bigger and start there. That's where the ideas, the people you'll meet, the places you'll need to go, all of that is going to start show up after you get the clarity and make the decision that that's exactly what you're going to go for. So have a fantastic day. I look forward to bringing you the next episode. Hey, before you go, or if you found value so far in the Rich Mind podcast, would you be willing to go out to Apple or wherever you listen to the podcast and leave a review? I'm obviously trying to spread the message as far as I possibly can. And if you're enjoying this so far, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd leave a 5-star review. Would be obviously preferred, but whatever's honest for you. If you would do that for me, I would greatly appreciate that. So wherever you're listening, if you could take just a couple of minutes, leave a review, I would greatly appreciate that to help spread the message to people as far as I possibly can. So go out there, make it a great day. I look forward to bringing you the next episode very soon. Until then, bye now. Thank you for joining me on the Rich Mind Podcast. I hope you found a ton of value in this episode. If so, I'd really appreciate a 5-star review, and you can also share it with your family and friends. And as my mentor Jim Rohn shared with me, in order to have more, you must first become more. And in order to become more, you must work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So go out there today and work harder on yourself to become more and build the life of your dreams. Until next time, my friends.